Hello everyone, and welcome to the half car weight Monaco Grand Prix. So this one's been requested multiple times then that I should reduce the car weight around Monaco. So here we are then, we are going to go for it, and I have modified the game to reduce my weight by half. There was a number in the game that was almost exactly the same as the minimum car weight, and interestingly some of the cars were heavier, some of the slower cars, the Williams, the Sauber was all a bit heavier, but most of the front run cars were at their minimum weight. So what I've done is I've halved the weight of the Red Bull. Unfortunately I couldn't half the weight of the AI, well actually I could, but for some reason only the Mercedes actioned on it. It was really weird. Mercedes were 10 seconds a lap quicker than everyone else, even though everyone had the same mod. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll with just me having the mod, and we're off the grid already then, and we're just going to go for it and see how much quicker we are than the guys around us. Just taking it quite cautious, tell them I'm having to slam on the brakes. We're all just so slow through here, just crawling through. We managed to get through it unscathed. I have got damage off though, because I knew that with half weight, which I haven't really been able to see just yet, because these cars have been in the way and still just completely blocking the track. Got no chance to get around them, even though I've got a lot more cornering ability than the guys around me, just not able to get through them. Just going to try and dive at the inside now, which managed to do nicely, and I take another lunge to get past the Toro Rosso of Brendan Hartley there. And look at these guys, so slow. This is a bit painful, isn't it, this part, just booting it past them. And unfortunately, yeah, hopefully that gets improved for next year's game, that just following each other through the hairpin. That isn't what happens in real life, is it? But anyway, closing straight up on Charles Leclerc. Up ahead then, of course, is in the Sauber, as this is the F1 2018 game. 2019 is out in just a few weeks. And do we think about having lunge at the inside of him? We do have a think about it, but think better of that. Look how much we're gaining, and just all over him. Just lots and lots of wheel spin as well. Absolutely all over him. And again through here, just he's so slow. They're holding us up hugely. We're going to have a look at the inside here. I'm going to dive down the inside, hugely late braking. And that just shows you that what the possibility of what we can do with half the weight. We thought about having to go at Gasly there and again there, but just not able to get the traction. And we're going to try and stick really close to him now, diving out of a slipstream because I don't want to overtake him too early. I want to make sure I get the inside line into the next turn, which I managed to do. Going to brake very late, dive down his inside. Oh, do actually clock the wall there. Just didn't get it slowed down enough. That was my fault for just not braking enough. I thought I'd slow down enough and clearly hadn't. Obviously not quite adapted to this weight yet. And having a look at Ocon now. Oh, we're going to dive us inside to the next corner. We're quite far back. We are going to go for it. Diving right down the inside. Get it also down to first gear. And actually even had some room spare in the end. So that will take that. That was certainly quite a late braking manoeuvre there. And Kevin Magnussen will be up next. We're going to try and stick nice and close to him. There's no way through in this section. I think it's a good job I did this on the Monaco circuit, because I think any other track I would have been probably into P1 by the end of lap 1. But of course Monaco just not having the overtaking opportunities, and we do dive down the inside of Kevin Magnussen, and that is him dispatched off just like that, nice and easy. It was incredibly late braking, and actually I've played this game as Max Verstappen. I think I should have played it as Daniel Ricciardo, because some of these late braking moves are incredible. We're very close to Grosjean now. Are we going to look at the inside? No, again, we think better of it. We think he's going to push us into the wall. Tried to get up his inside into the next turn, but wasn't quite able to do it. And again, just virtually pushing him. Lots and lots of wheel spin, though. Again, hit the barrier. Luckily, I've got damage turned off. And we're just desperate to try and get the power so we can see if we can dive inside of him into the first turn. And again, oh, huge amount of wheels, but again, we're just so desperate to get on the power, try and get round. Romain Grosjean, we're being held up at the moment, but I suspect we're going to have a look into next turn yet. We're going to try and just fly on the outside. Look at that. No worries whatsoever. And actually, I think it's time to talk about the interesting differences. So I thought halfway would make me much quicker in the slower corners, and then the faster corners wouldn't be too much different because we've got the downforce anyway. But actually, I don't know how realistic this is. I don't know if any of you guys know better than me and could explain it, but interestingly, the slower corners were the ones that made the less difference, and the faster corners were the bigger the difference was. I believe that's because of momentum. Of course, when you're going quickly, you've got a lot of momentum making you go forwards, and we have to lunge up inside Alonso. We knew we had to do that, get that done properly, because he's a decent driver. And yeah, I think it's through momentum. So this corner, for example, we got a lot of forward momentum. Actually hit the barrier there. And without the weight, there's just less momentum, so you can just chuck it in and go through a bit quicker. But we're right close to Perez now. Are we going to look at the inside? We are indeed. Look at that. That was incredibly close. Getting it also down before the wall just about. And again, just snaking all over the place, just trying to get on the power to catch Nico Hülkenberg up ahead. And yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense because, of course, we've got all the same tyres, we've got the same engine, everything's the same. We've just got half the weight. So I guess through the slower corners, you might even need the weight so there's something to push the tyres into the ground, as we actually made quite a big mistake there. Again, luckily that our damage is off, because Nico Hülkenberg, we were looking on his outside, but hit the wall, then hit him, and then hit the wall as well. But we're going to have a dive at the inside to the next corner and get the move done, which should have been done a corner earlier. And then we should have been able to look at Carlos Sainz at that last corner, but never mind, such as Monaco, and now we'll have to wait till the end of the tunnel section. And yeah, so just let me know what you think. It was totally the opposite of what I expected it to be. And also the acceleration isn't better. Again, I'm not sure. I think, again, it's the same thing, is that actually when you're going slow, you need the weight to push the car into the ground so you can get some grip, because it pushes the tyres into the ground. I'd imagine that you make a lot of setup changes, and I expect we're going to have a look at the inside of Carlos Sainz here. And yes, once again, this is a nice fast corner. Of course, change of direction is hugely better as well. I'd have to say as well, the car does feel incredible. It feels really, really good. It feels really so nimble. You can chuck it into the corners. And this is, I think, what we need to do in Formula 1. I mean, they're not going to be able to achieve half weight. This is, I think I'm running about 450 kilos, including the driver. Maybe a bit less, whatever half the minimum weight is at the moment. And, yeah, so I'd love to see the weight reduced again in Formula 1. It's come up a bit, hasn't it, with the hybrid era. I would like to see it reduced just so we can, you know, have these nimble cars again that are hard to drive. They're really more challenging to drive when they're lighter, because they're so nimble, and they're just so agile. You can just throw it into corners. Direction change is insane, and it's more of a challenge. Whereas having heavier cars is just a little bit easier. I feel like, oh, wow, we did a good job to catch that and avoid the barrier. But we are now coming up to Valtteri Bottas, and we're still a little way back though because of all that wheel spin, which is definitely costing us. And gonna have to be close to him, but not close enough to make a move to the next turn. But we're trying to stick nice and close to him so we can dive the inside. And again, having to judge how much we need to back off. We're gonna look at the inside again, just diving hugely. It actually probably outbraked ourselves a little bit there, but I was aware that it was Valtteri Bottas in a half decent car, so I wanted to make sure that we've done. But Daniel Ricciardo, we're desperate to get the move done, but no, we actually have a fairly sizable crash that would have seen us out of the race if we had damage on. And that is also going to cost us a position. But I was desperate to try and get past our teammate there. I wanted to be the leader of the Red Bulls, but unfortunately it wasn't possible. Hence all the wheel spin and then just trying to fly through the final turn, but just misjudged it and ended up hitting the barrier. But anyway, then that was the half weight of Monaco Grand Prix. I have got a few outtakes coming up, so hang around if you do want to watch those. A few more kind of good overtakes, and then a few actual outtakes. And yeah, and like I said, let me know down in the comments what you think about this half weight and whether you think this is the direction that Formula 1 should go or what. As I said, I was quite surprised with the difference it made. It was the opposite to what I expected. But anyway, then let's jump into these outtakes. And first up, we have got another race lap on lap 3. Clocking the barrier straight away. Daniel Ricciardo going to dive up his inside. And I don't know if we made contact with him there, but that was incredibly late manoeuvre. But we managed to make it stick against our teammate in a half-decent car, don't forget. All over the back of Valtteri Bottas now, but not able to get him into that penultimate turn. We have got some DRS in him, but look, still pulling away from us, such as this straight line speed advantage. The Red Bull going to dive up his inside here. Nice clean move, we hope. No, still hit the barrier, but that was still a nice move. We managed to judge the braking quite nicely and use much of the track as we possibly could. Coming up to Kimi Räikkönen now in the Ferrari, of course, again, last year's game. Do we have a look at down the inside? No, we don't. We actually end up hitting him, so a bit of a mistake from us there, in all honesty. But we do have a dive at the inside into the hairpin then, and we've managed to make that stick somehow. That is not a normal overtaking move, and I just thought I'd go for it because I wanted to make a few interesting overtakes with the half car weight. And Charles Leclerc, we're a long way back, but we have an absolute lunge up the inside and still get it all slowed down for our apex. And that would be, I want to say impossible, that's an understatement, with full weight cars. So really late braking, and we're going to have a look at the inside of Grosjean here. And again, nice clean manoeuvre there, just able to carry a huge amount of speed through that chicane with our half weight. Braking a little bit deep. We're all over the back of Kevin Magnussen already. Just trying to get a good exit here, no DRS yet, we're only on lap 1. And a lot of slipstream, but he's still pulling away from us. We're going to have a lunge up the inside here, I suspect. We are indeed, and that was more like it. Nice clean move. Granted, we potentially did cut the corner on the inside a little bit, but we did manage to avoid the barrier that time. Similar thing with Nico Hülkenberg here. Is this one going to be clean? That was much better. I think we actually might have hit him there, but of course, he's not going to see us coming. This is, you know, unrealistic scenario, isn't it, having half the weight of the cars around us. And we have a look on the outside of Carlos Sainz, and that is what we should have done in the race. And actually, I do believe it's Hülkenberg we should have overtaken at the same corner in the race that we watched at the start of this video. And that was a nice clean move once again. Kevin Magnussen then, and at this point I think I want to go on the outside here because I have not done it, and I know we've got a significant advantage through this corner, but no, there's just not room around Monaco to go on the outside of that corner, but I thought I'd give it a go. And next to them we've got Marcus Ericsson, again an awful long back, even for the battling Charles Leclerc. We've managed to make it work, only just having to use a very wacky racing line to make it work, but we get the move done and managed to get through. Kevin Magnussen once again then, we're going to try and float around us outside, which we managed to do nicely. That was really nice. Now Fernando Alonso up ahead. We aren't that close, so this is going to be a big lunge right down the inside. Get it also down just before the barrier, and we must have been millimetres away from the barrier through there. That was an incredibly late braking move, but we made the move stick. Now looking at Nico Hülkenberg just ahead, and Oh, what are we going to do? I think it's going to lunge up the inside. Is it? Yes, it is indeed. Is this going to be a nice clean move? It is. Beautiful. That's how you do it. Nice and close, and made the move stick. Anyway, that's all the outtakes for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I thank you for watching. Bye-bye.